Juniors. I'm here today to go over with you your options for course selection for your Senior ELA program. Students in their senior year can choose from a variety of semester-long courses, and each course is a half credit, so you need to select two unless you decide you're going to take AP Literature, which is a full year course and 1 credit by itself. The great thing about the English program in the senior year at Brighton High School is that it enables you to choose from a wide variety of courses and to design your course of study to match your academic and your personal interests. Although your English teacher may recommend courses for you to consider, and your counselors and families are always ready to offer suggestions and information, ultimately you decide which courses are best that will help you with the goals that you want to set for yourself as an English language arts student. Semester courses are designed for students of all academic abilities, and as such, it is our hope that you will choose courses of genuine interest to you to foster an authentic spirit of engagement and learning in your senior year. Listen to these following segments by English teachers in the department about the different courses, and think carefully about which ones appeal most to you. At the end of this, you will then select 2 courses, and I'll go over the process for what you'll do at the end of the video. One other note that I want to add. The following segments are offered by teachers who mostly have been teaching those courses. However, I just want to make it clear that it's awesome if you have a connection with a teacher or a favorite teacher. However, our schedule changes from year to year, and we do not know who's going to be teaching which courses until much later in the year. So when you're choosing, make sure you're choosing something of high interest to yourself. Okay, great. Get ready for a wide variety of great courses, and here are your English teachers.
Hi Brighton Juniors, I'm Mr. Kantz, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the course titled Literature of Leadership. If you are someone who would like to learn how to create a personal vision that will propel you forward, or learn the difference between irrational fears that bully you and rational fears that keep you safe, and figure out how to manage those irrational fears, or perhaps to develop more courage to become a really skilled positive risk taker, or to implement strategies of positive psychology that will help you to become a more positive, happy person, then maybe the course Literature of Leadership is for you. I'd like to read to you the course selection guide description. It is: the Literature of Leadership is an English course designed to provide an understanding of effective leadership through individual and collaborative learning, practical application of skills, and reflection. The goal of this course is to foster the intellectual, social, moral, and emotional development of student leaders and potential student leaders. Core content includes study of famous leaders and leadership philosophy. Students are expected to prepare thoroughly to maximize group and individual reflection and analysis, participate vigorously in group activities, personally maintain and base decisions on high ethical standards, and bring a positive attitude to class. For students who choose to pay a reduced 3 credit hour rate, dual credit will be available for this course through Monroe Community College, and that credit is generally transferable to other colleges and universities. This is a course that I truly believe can make a difference in your life moving forward. So if you think it's for you, please sign up for it. But don't stress too much about your choices, because every course on the list is a great course, and we look forward to working with you.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Trowbridge, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about one of our senior electives, which is Shakespearean comedy from page to screen. During your high school career, you've encountered 2 of Shakespeare's most famous tragedies, Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth. These plays have served as the inspiration for modern stories. Think West Side Story, Breaking Bad, even Twilight. But Shakespeare also wrote comedies, and similarly, these plays have been the inspiration behind several modern romantic comedy films. This course explores the timeless appeal of Shakespearean comedy through a comparative analysis of his original plays and their modern film adaptations, focusing on Twelfth Night, She's the Man, The Taming of the Shrew, and 10 Things I Hate About You. Students will delve into comedic techniques, themes, and characters. By examining both the original texts and their cinematic interpretations, students will gain a deeper understanding of the enduring power of Shakespeare's work and the ways in which it continues to influence popular culture. The course also emphasizes the development of key skills such as analyzing literary devices, understanding screenplay format and writing, and adapting classic texts for contemporary audiences. The course culminates in a project where students will adapt a Shakespearean comedy scene into a modern rom-com screenplay. So, if you're interested in Shakespeare, rom-coms, film studies, or all of the above, this course could be for you.
Hey everybody, it's Ms. Wiggins again. So, think you're a movie buff? If you're a movie buff and you want to become even more informed about great film, this course might be for you. In Introduction to Film Studies, students will engage in a complex reading and analysis related to the growing influence of film, including learning the language of film and reading and writing film criticism. By focusing on the cinematic techniques that directors use to shape a story, the course will teach students to explore the art of film and its response to a variety of cultural events and topics. Students will view films that span several decades and a wide variety of genres that may include drama, comedy, western, film noir, gangster, horror, suspense, hero, and action. R-rated films are part of this course curriculum. So, if you want to hone those critical viewing and analysis skills that are so important in our modern society, Intro to Film Studies may be for you.
Hi, I'm Mr. Rogenmoser. So I have a few fun facts for you. The average person spends 2.5 hours on social media per day. The top 3 richest people in the world and the incoming president of the United States all own major media companies. Local journalism is dying, and only 7% of Americans say they trust the news. So how do we make sense of a world so saturated with information, disinformation, and everything in between? Well, media in the 21st century is an introduction to developing the critical skills necessary to analyze various contemporary media, such as news, social media, and television. Students will study the impact of media on individual attitudes, behavior, and values, as well as how they can use media to better communicate, persuade, and express themselves. If you're interested in journalism, social media marketing, broadcasting, political polarization, or if you just want to understand why brain rot was named Oxford's 2024 Word of the Year, this course is for you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Miss Muniz, and I'm an English teacher here at BHS. And if you are interested in some of the darker parts of our world, like technology, AI, and surveillance, then you would probably like dystopian literature. So I'm going to read the course description. Does dystopian fiction predict the future or attempt to prevent it, or both? Students will examine how dystopian literature depicts challenges facing contemporary society, including technology, environmental degradation, and globalization. Students will read dystopian texts critically with the goal of evaluating how issues such as gender, class, cultural difference, sexuality, etc. both empower and compromise individuals. The course will address relevant themes of dystopian culture in classic and current texts, and will encourage students to respond to the literature through a variety of writing experiences, including literary analysis, narrative, argument, research, and personal reflection. The course not only exposes dystopias, but considers how we live in dystopian realities without losing hope for a better future, something students will take with them outside of the classroom.
And I'm back. If you're interested in activism, equity, or social justice, and you want to do more than post a black square on your Instagram, boy, do we have the course for you. Beginning with an understanding of the nature of oppression and its impacts on those of diverse races, ethnicities, genders, sexual orientations, and physical differences, students will examine the role, function, and effects of oppression in society as it relates to social and economic justice and the integrity and sanctity of the human experience. Students will read both fiction and nonfiction texts to understand how power and other dynamics manage and sustain oppression, and how language and literature both reinforce and upend cultural expectations of the oppressed. James Baldwin once wrote, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." Language and literature of oppression gives you the tools to face and hopefully change the systems of oppression in our world. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Parent. I teach English and theater here at the high school, and I'd like to share with you some information about our modern drama senior elective. If you are the kind of student who enjoys reading scripts out loud in class, this might be the very class for you. I'm going to read to you the course description. According to Stella Adler, the theater was created to tell people the truth about life and social situation. As a communal experience, well-crafted performance moves people to social discourse and inspires action. In this course, students will read great plays and view performances from the previous century until today, and to explore themes that are both universal and specific to the times and places. Studies will include playwrights such as Thornton Wilder, Lillian Hellman, Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, Lorraine Hansberry, Neil Simon, August Wilson, Rebecca Gilman, Nilo Cruz, and many others. Emphasis is placed on analysis, both written and oral, as well as synthesis of themes and the theatrical elements used to create performances of the modern dramatic art form.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Legault. If you have a notebook full of great ideas, or if you're currently holding a really great story hostage, then I have the course for you, Creative Writing. Here's the course description. Harness your craft, hone your language tools, hunt for that perfect opening line. This course will guide students in examining and applying creative elements used in any of the following forms: the college essay, humorous sketches, poetry, short story, memoir, nonfiction, resume and cover letter, and more. Prospective students should be enthusiastic writers and be willing to share their own writing, as well as offer critical feedback to classmates in the setting of a writer's workshop. Students will study the craft of writing and apply these guidelines to their own work in an effort to develop a creative voice. Revision of work is a course requirement. Creative writing can be taken as one of your English 12 selections or as an elective during your junior or senior years. Sign up today to set that story free. We can't wait to see what you have in store.
How we doing, juniors? Mr. Provenzano here. I'm excited to be here talking about Myth and Modern World, which is one of the senior electives you might want to take next year. Myth and Modern World is a course in which we explore what it means to be a human being and to have a story and express that story throughout time. And hopefully along the way we'll find that we're not as different as we may think. We ask ourselves questions like, what happens when we die? How do we define what it means to be grown up? What patterns emerge that unite us across cultures and times? These are things that ancient and modern humans have been wrestling with through as long as we've been aware of ourselves. Students in this course are going to study the role of mythic archetypes, what that means, and how the literature of the world provides a forum or a space for modern human beings to struggle with some of these age-old questions that we're all asking ourselves. You're going to read theory, we're going to look at myth from across the world, we're going to read fiction, and we're really just going to look and see what role does myth and storytelling play in humankind's search for meaning. I hope to see you in Myth and Modern World, and we're going to continue our hero's journey together. See you soon.
Hi juniors! I'm excited to share our AP Literature and Composition course with you today. The only prerequisite that you need to take English 12 AP Literature and Composition is an English 11 course. So you can take English 11 or AP Language, but you don't have to take AP Language to take AP Lit, so keep that in mind. The AP Literature course is designed for the student who's committed to the rigorous analysis of literature. So think back to your sophomore year. English 11 that you're currently taking might feel a little bit like the speech study, while AP Literature is going to feel a little bit more like the novel and the Shakespeare study. So that's kind of the difference between those two courses. So you will be expected to prepare readings independently in order to engage actively in class discussions and writing. This means that you will be expected to read long, difficult passages independently and use the annotation skills that you have developed thus far. You'll make oral presentations You'll write literary essays to demonstrate your mastery of language, form, structure, meaning. You are expected to take the advanced placements composition exam at the end of the year. So that's something that you want to kind of make plans for in advance. That usually happens in May. This course does include a required summer reading, and those reading lists become available in June. So put that on your calendar too, so that you can make sure that you get those finished. It's a full year course. It covers 2 semesters of English 12, so it is a full credit course. But most importantly, this is a course that encourages you to consider how literature offers insight into the world that we live in. So come to class curious. Join us next year.
Hi, it's Miss Parent again. I'm here to tell you about our Art of Acting classes. We offer both Acting 1 and 2, and I'm going to share with you our course description. Art of Acting emphasizes the art, skill, and discipline of stage acting. It is both a theory and performance class. Therefore, written and performance assessments will be used to evaluate students. The class uses various exercises for improvisation, theater games, team building, and scene work. Instruction is given in stage etiquette, terminology, script analysis, and the theories of Stanislavski, Strasberg, Adler, Meisner, Hagen, Spolin, and others. Practice is given creating characters, working on stage presence, vocal and physical work, providing peer feedback and written reflection on filmed performances. Students will work individually on monologues and in small groups for scene work. The final assessment for each of the courses is a staged performance in front of an invited audience. Students are encouraged to observe professional and amateur acting both in school and community productions. Auditioning for school productions is not required, but is encouraged. This course is also an excellent resource for students who participate in DECA, Model UN, speech and debate, or mock trial, as it enhances skills and comfort level when speaking in front of large audiences. This course can be used towards the graduation requirement for the arts or as an elective. Thank you.
Hi, it's Miss Muniz again, and I'm introducing a new course for next year that's called Alternative Facts, Alternative Fiction. Are you interested in how the truth can be changed, distorted, or even erased based on who is telling the story? Many of the literary classics that have endured in Western literature stay famous and relevant for a reason. The novels invite readers to connect with characters and immerse themselves in the story. Jane Eyre's forbidden fraught love story, Huck Finn's river escapade, David Copperfield's coming-of-age trials, they all bring us on an adventure. But a story is only as good and as reliable as its narrator, and the version we know and love is only one side. What happens when the other side of the story is told? How does our perspective shift when we hear two often conflicting tales? In this course, discussion and writing will engage in revisionist history, looking at a few classic tales through a modern lens. We'll seek to broaden our understanding and our empathy by examining contemporary retellings of classic novels that uplift the voices of characters who were silenced, caricatured, or marginalized in the original texts. Controlling a narrative grants power not only in literature, but in life, and exploring this will leave you thinking about everything you read and consume in the media.
Hi again. Hopefully you have heard about some courses that pique your interest and you're excited to put in your recommendations for your courses for next year. Your English teacher will be following up with you shortly with a handout for you to select your courses. They may also offer suggestions or concerns in feedback, but ultimately you're going to go sit with your counselor and you and your counselor will decide what's going to be the best fit for you for your 2-semester courses for your English program for next year. These are all fantastic classes, so hopefully you have found things that are going to be of interest to you and you really can't go wrong. Good luck choosing!